Hey friends, happy Sunday. It is Melissa with Junk and Craft Treasures, and you are on the Junk and Craft Treasures page for Stencil Soul Sisters. So as you're coming in, guys, say hello. If you're watching this, you're most likely on the replay. So hashtag replay, and of course, fast forward to the end and let us know how you like today's project, guys. I'm excited to be here. Every time I'm with y'all, excited to be here. I love to create. I love to inspire. I love to give you tips and tricks, all of those things. So super fun day in store. We're going to work on a checkered heart, add some transfers to it. So it's going to be a cute project, I hope. I haven't done this one before, but y'all know I like to experiment with y'all, want to do my things. So as you're coming on, say hello, guys. You know this is the time that I take and chit chat with y'all, catch up with y'all from all of the things of the week, all the things that drove me crazy, all the things I loved, all those things, y'all. So come on in and say hello. We are in the Stencil Soul Sisters group. Up after me is Cindy with Berry Jam Crafts, so make sure to check her out after the live today. Hey Laura, hey Karen, good to see y'all today. All right, so y'all know I always got a couple announcements to make at the beginning of my lives. Hey Jen, I did announce these on Friday, but we've got a couple extra things that we added, so I'm going to go ahead and announce that real quick. Essential Stencil has free shipping through January 31st. We are already halfway through the month, so if there is something that you want to grab, you have until the 30th for free shipping. Hello Gloria and Kim and Nikki. And then yesterday, while my friend was here, Essential Stencil actually restocked some more transfers, guys. So I just pulled out a couple that are my favorite, and if you haven't used them before, you need to grab these because we're going to be doing some reels and some inspiration with these this week. So we have these fantastic vintage stamps. Y'all know I love these. Hey Cindy, and like I said, guys, Cindy is up after me on Berry Jam Crafts, so make sure to catch her. But yes, I love these stamps, guys. They are gorgeous. I have every year these have come out, I grab them again because there's so many things that we can do with them. Hey Heather and Janet and Cheryl and Karen and Dawn. Hello. Yes, I am on every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central, every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central on my page, and then Friday nights at 7 p.m. Central on Essential Stencil. Hey Cheryl, I haven't seen you in forever, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Hey Marcy. And then y'all may remember these trucks. I had a collaboration with Essential Stencil back in December of 2024, and we had our vintage trucks. Guys, they are back. They are restocked. I know some of y'all have been waiting for these for a super long time. So go grab these. They are all year, spring, fall, all the things. And code Craft Treasures does save at checkout as always, guys. Plus free shipping. So if you don't want anything else and you just want to grab the trucks, go grab the trucks, guys. And then my favorite. I think Renee used these before on her live from Flip Flop Furnishing. She was on before me in the event. But y'all, super fantastic. So those are my three favorites that were restocked in Saturday's restock. And like I said, you can go grab those at any time on essentialstencil.com through my link. And Craft Treasures says at checkout. Hey Jeannie, hey Terry, I am glad y'all are here today. Y'all, I have been cutting stuff on the laser. I am not 100% sure that it is ventilating properly, and my eyes are all like crying, but I'm really not crying. They're just watering. So I promise I am not crying today, but I'm thinking there might be a little bit of smoke getting in the house today. Hey Brandy, hey Heather. So, as y'all know, my friend came in yesterday from Louisiana. We had so much fun, guys. I have not had a girls' day in over a year and a half. I know that sounds crazy. It was like, let's say it's a year and a half, almost a year. It was in like February of last year was the last time I had a girls' day. So, super fun and exciting to get out yesterday. We went to Home Goods and Dollar Tree. And y'all, this shows how much I am sheltered and how many things I've been ordering online. And I also watched this influencer named Carrie Turner. I don't know if you watch her, but she's always like, immediately, yes, add to cart. And we were in Home Goods, and I said that, and my friend started laughing, and a customer that was in there started laughing, and I didn't even realize I said it. So I was like, whew. It's good to get out because I am picking up all kinds of things online since I haven't been out in public. Yes, they are. They're fantastic. And y'all, how much y'all think I spent yesterday? So Terry and I went to the thrift store during the New Year break that we had. And, you know, we got a couple things there. But, like, I haven't been shopping, haven't had a girls' days in forever. So how much money do you think I spent yesterday? I'm curious to think how, what y'all think I did yesterday. I know that's just kind of silly, but I'm just curious. All right, guys, I cut out this heart on my laser. I didn't have a heart shape, and I wanted to do a particular project for Valentine's, but also year-round, because y'all know me, I like to incorporate Valentine's in with love projects. So I cut a heart. It is maximum width, I think it's 11. Yeah, it's 11.5 inches at the top. And I know this stencil is not in stock anymore, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it. It is a checkerboard, and I love it, and that's going to be my background on here. So, yeah, how much do y'all think I spent, y'all? And I swear I had to touch everything and feel everything in the store. So I had to come home and wash my hands yesterday when I got home. Of course, I had to use buggies to help me get around, so I wasn't using my cane. So I was touching all kinds of things yesterday. Hey, Pat. Hey, Karen. All right, so we're going to use this as a background. I'm going to go ahead. I'm ahead of myself here. Y'all, I don't think, did I not get any paper plates out? All right, stand by. What can I use for paper plates? Let me see if I got one in my trash can underneath me, y'all, that I can reach. I do. Hang on. We are going to recycle a paper plate. Welcome to Melissa's Sunday Live, where she thinks she's prepared, but she never is. Let me grab one of these plates real quick. Somebody said 1,000. My husband would kill me if I spent 1,000, but I would have loved to have done that. That is hilarious. You're my new best friend, Heather. New best friend, my friend. No, I spent a grand total of $49.25 yesterday at Home Goods and Dollar Tree combined. Is that not crazy, y'all? Haven't been out shopping in forever, and I didn't even spend $50. But I did get some cute projects. I got a really cute glass pitcher that I'm going to do, that I got at Home Goods. I think it was like $7.99. I'm going to do a really cute transfer project with that here in the next couple days. I found a 25 by, I love it, Mary. But I found I think it's a 25 by 32 frame that had a really pretty picture in it, but it was on sale for $12.99. So I did pick that up because I was like, we will definitely recycle and upcycle that frame and all the things. And I got a white bunny because I want to put some of these blue transfers on it. So I got that. And then Kay, she had showed me something she did for some feet, and I found those at Dollar Tree. So I am going to do a riser with some really cute little feet, and I got some other glass things to do some transfers on. So what's funny is and I don't know about y'all, hey Chris, when you go shopping now, and I know this is going to sound crazy, do you go shopping for yourself and things that you might want in your house, or do you look for things that you can thrift and craft with? I know that sounds crazy, but like everything we looked at yesterday, I was like, ooh, I can add rice paper to this. I can add transfers to this. I can stencil this. I can add paint inlays to this. Does anybody else do that? Like, I was on a mission looking for a cookie jar. I want we have a clear cookie jar, but I really, really wanted a cute, I know this sounds crazy, just a cute cookie jar to put in the kitchen. And of course, we never like splurge for a cookie jar. So that was what was on my list. That's what I was looking for yesterday. But all the glass and all the ceramics, that's what I kept saying. I was like, man, I want to upcycle this. Craft with Kay, I found those feet that you used for your riser. I got 4 of them, and I thought, and I could be wrong, you can tell me. I was putting them in my cart, and they were like a gray color, and in the back they had white that was already distressed and stuff. So I ended up getting the white ones. Did yours have white, or were they gray, or did you do both? I can't remember. So like the ornaments that you made into feet. Yeah, I'm telling you, Pat, I was the same way yesterday. And I know I was like, I told Julie, I said, sometimes it's fun just to like shop and buy things for yourself. But then I always like get in this mental of what can I do to put my own little spin on it. I know that sounds silly, but I didn't find a cookie jar. I'm looking, so y'all keep your eyes out for me too. I am looking for a like vintage flowered ceramic cookie jar. That's what I want. You want a Plains Milk cookie jar. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, gray and white. Yeah, you got both. I went ahead and got the white, so I'm super excited. They only had 4 white and like 3 gray, so I was glad that I saw that they had the difference in the colors. Hey, Brenda! Exactly, Sherry. I'm telling you. So I was pretty proud of myself that I only spent $50 yesterday. Julie spent $0. But she was a trooper. She was there to help me, you know, get things off of bottom shelves and all the things. So, and when we parked, there were no handicap parking spots, so she'd go run up until at the front of the store and get me a cart and bring a cart out to the parking lot so I could do the cart instead of having my walker and stuff. And then Dollar Tree was so awesome because Home Goods was next to Dollar Tree. Hey, Mitzi and Joyce Ann. And, you know, Dollar Tree has like the little things on their carts, so you can't take their carts out of their store. And so they let us actually bring a Home Goods cart into their store and then just take it back over to Home Goods when we were done. That way I didn't have to worry about switching to a cane and walking in the parking lot and all those things. So it was really cool. Yes, I had gotten this a couple weeks ago and I had failed to use it. And when that one was doing all the funky things last week, I told y'all when I was on the live, I was like, I am going to throw it away as soon as I get off the live, and I did. Hey, Paula. Hey, Erin. So we had fun yesterday. It was kind of funny, y'all, because I talked to y'all on the lives. I talked to people at work. But, like, Julie and I had so many stories to catch up on yesterday. So many things to catch up on. By the end of the day, when I went to bed last night, I had a sore throat because I talked so much yesterday. It was fantastic. I know that sounds so crazy that I'm like, it's fantastic, but it was. We had so much fun. Oh, but let me tell y'all can tell I'm like a little Energizer bunny talking today. But right when we left, we got in the car, we started driving down the road, and my flat tire light came on, y'all. And you know, it had gotten really cold yesterday. And Terry was actually out of town yesterday, so we could have our girls' day and stuff. And I had my light on, so we stopped by, and I cannot praise Quick Car Oil Change enough. This is the second time that I have had to stop by there to have them check my air on my tire when like my light comes up, because they're kind of in between where I work and like from home into town. And so it's kind of like the place that I stop and say, hey, I'm a girl. Do I have something in my tire, or are my tires just low? And it never fails. I always get a flat tire when Terry is out of town. Never fails. And I drive through a lot of different road construction and stuff. So I get a flat tire probably like once every 3 or 4 months. But I stopped in the Quick Car and I told him, I said, hey, we're having girls' day. Can you check our tires? And so he's like, absolutely. So he checks our tires, and there is a nail in my tire. But he was like, and then, you know, of course, I'm a girl. I'm like, well, can we still go shopping, or is the nail going to fly out and cause me a problem? And he's like, I'm going to air it up. I'm going to fill it back up. He's like, it's going to slow leak. He said, it will get you through today for sure. He said, because you're not going very far from here. He said, and if you want, on the way home, come back by, I'll fill it back up again. And he said, if you can't get to the tire shop before your husband gets back, he's like, come back by again tomorrow and we'll fill it up for you again. So I thought that was like the best customer service, you know, no charge, nothing, to help us girls with our nail in our tire. But we did successfully go shopping and do all the things and didn't have any problems. So that worked out fantastic. Y'all, this is gonna look so pretty on here. All right, so we're gonna do the black checkered. Like I said, I know this stencil, it is Essential Stencil. It is out of stock. They do restocks on things. So if you like it, you can go to the checkered board and say that you want a what do you say? restock. You have a picture to show you. Yeah, message me. I was not on Facebook hardly at all yesterday, guys. So I still haven't checked all of my messages and stuff, but I will for sure. So all I'm doing, guys, if you're new, if you have paint like this on your brush, that's way too much paint. You want a dry brush. So you just come, you offload. You can offload on your plate. I've got white over there, so I don't want gray. But just offload on your towel. It looks like a lot of paint, but I promise you it is not. Yeah, even Julie said something about that, Judy, as we left. She's like, he was so sweet to do that. And I'm like, I'm telling you, the people around here are amazing. Okay, so I was gonna do that, but I want that checkered to go all the way up to the top. So I'm just gonna move, y'all know my word, I'm gonna move it up titch. And I want that to be centered right there. And I'm gonna try not to move this, but you know what? I'm gonna give you a tip because I'm afraid I'm gonna move it. We are gonna take 2 pieces of frog tape today. Yeah, you know, we were talking, Joyce, and, you know, because Julie had her car and I wanted to drive, A, because I live here and I know the area a little bit better for like side roads and stuff, especially on Saturdays with shopping. But, B, I know how to get in and out of my car pretty well, but getting into somebody else's car is not, you know, as easy for me. And I told her, I said, I don't want to be stranded when we have a perfectly good car across town that, you know, we could use yours. You know, so I was like, at first I was like, well, maybe we're not supposed to go shopping, but it all worked out. So, but I was like, I don't want to get stranded and have her have a perfectly good car, Terry out of town, and us have to call like an Uber or something, but it all worked out. All right. I've got this almost beautifully centered down the middle. I don't care if it's straight. All right, let's go. Quit talking, Melissa, and stencil. I use a swirling motion, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to put some transfers on here too, guys. I'm going to show you, if you want to do transfers over a dark color, how we can kind of do that with our transfers so it doesn't show through. So that's what we're doing here. I love the checkered pattern. This is a big checkered pattern. We also have the smaller, I don't have it with me. Well, I have it, but I'm not going to try to pull it out. It's the smaller, like, I don't want to say farmhouse checkers, but the smaller checkers. And I had debated on doing those, but I went ahead and went with this one. Hey, how are you? Welcome to the page. I missed your name because it went by, but I saw that it said that you were a newbie. So welcome. Ask any questions that you may have. That is what we are here for, y'all. Well, I say that. We are here to chit-chat and create, y'all, because y'all know me. Sundays are my chatty day. Yes, y'all, for real. So if you are new, everything that we're using today is available. It's Essential Stencil, or they have things that are comparable to it. My code Craft Treasures does save at checkout. And they have free shipping until the end of January. Hey, Melissa. How are you, my friend? I know I've missed some of y'all. I am looking down. I'm not intentionally trying to ignore y'all. I do go back and check the comments, guys. So if you have any questions, drop them down below and let me know. Y'all, how cold is it there? Y'all tell me. Yesterday morning was a big whopping 22 degrees. This morning I got up and it was 26. So it's still pretty cold. I've seen mixed reactions. I've seen some of our forecasters say we might have snow next weekend, but I looked at the forecast and I'm not seeing that. But hey, Cindy, how are you? So yeah, it's kind of chilly here. And for my first day out yesterday, I probably should have taken a coat, but I didn't. So I'll probably catch a cold, even though I haven't gotten rid of my old cold. But we're getting there, y'all. So as you can see, I didn't have a whole lot of paint on my brush, and we were able to pretty much do all of this with just one reloading. And like I said, it's an 11.5 inch heart, so it's a pretty good size heart. I'm only going to do one coat, y'all, because y'all know me. I like the rustic style, or the distress style. So we're going to do a little bit of that on here, but all we're going to do is lift it straight up. And we've got our This would be pretty just like this, y'all. Don't have to do anything else to it. That would be pretty. What would be really pretty would, if I would have thought about it, would be to cut out another heart and put that heart in the middle with my transfer. But that's not what I did. So, but, oh, hey Carla, you are good. I am 49 years old. I always forget there's new people on the page that may not know my story. I am 49 years old and I was born with cerebral palsy. So it affects my walking from the waist down. You can kind of tell sometimes when I talk, my jaw and stuff. So I do have cerebral palsy, more worse from the waist down. And then I had some back surgeries back 4 years ago. And then I also have some knee issues now that I'm a little bit older. So just so I don't fall, I take my cane with me. So, or something to hold on to, because I did have a pretty good fall in a parking lot back in July 28th. And it had me down for a couple months in wound care and stuff from an infection. So I make sure I carry it with me every time I'm out and about now. So, but that is my story. I got on here about 6 years ago when I did my first live, and never looked back. I love to inspire y'all and do new projects. Like I said, Sundays are kind of my chatty days that I talk with y'all and stuff, but I do lots of reels and other things on the page just to give y'all inspiration, and I am a brand ambassador for Essential Stencil and Decoupage Central, guys. So that is my story in a nutshell. I am always welcome to talk about it. I had a little bit of bleeding, y'all, so I am actually sanding that off. It was just in this area right here, and that's where I started, and I had too much paint. That's crazy. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Julie. I just got done talking about you, my friend, how much I enjoyed yesterday. Yes, and I actually have a full-time job that I do 40 hours a week. I've been at my job for 26 years. So I'm in customer service at an air conditioning company, family-owned air conditioning company. So, all right, we've got that good and sanded. Y'all, I'm going to love this heart. Okay, so I want to put a transfer. Let me pull this back up for you. So we've got our pretty heart. I want to put a transfer. Hey, Susan, how are you, dear? On this. And I have to decide, do I want to do, y'all are going to have to help me decide. We're not putting any writing. We are just using a transfer. Do I want to do a set of the roses, or, because y'all know me, I like my vintage look, do we want to use the stamps? Which do we want to do, y'all? Do we want to do a stamp, or do we want to use the roses? Hey, Mary Lynn, how are you? Hospital pharmacy, oh goodness, I bet you have lots of interesting things that you see going on in that pharmacy. Let's see here, y'all. Hey, Donna, how are you? And y'all, like I said, I love to interact and get to know y'all, and this is how I get to communicate with y'all, because if I just did reels and shorts and how-tos, like, I wouldn't know y'all. Part of my page is getting to know every one of my followers too. I did have somebody last week that told me I talked too much and needed to get down to the project. Y'all, this is why I do lives. If you don't like the talking, I do have reels and stuff that show over there, but like I said, this is where I connect with y'all. I love what I do, and I love the connection and friendship that I have with y'all that I've gotten to know. So comment, interact, let me know you're here anytime I post something. If you like it, if you don't like it, let me know. I love constructive criticism. It helps me grow as a person. If somebody's like, "Ooh, that's crazy," you know, so like, this is what my lives are for. So I'm glad to see all y'all here today, but like I said, I love each and every one of y'all that I've got to meet. We all have a little bit different relationship, but y'all, it's been fantastic, the internet journey. Everybody's saying stamp. I think the stamp would be pretty. And you know what? We can always do the other side in the roses. For the checker, do you like the roses but stamps? Hey, Monica. I know, I'm trying to decide, because I would do a pretty big stamp on here. I would. And I love this one. We're going to vintage it, so let's just do it. Let's do it. If we don't like it, we can flip it over and do the rows on the other side. Oh, thank you, Dawn. All right. I always say, we're not done yet, y'all. We are not done yet. Hey, Pam, how are you? Okay, so if you're new to transfers, they are fantastic. They are images onto a transfer adhesive that you can put into your project and makes for a perfect, gorgeous. I don't want to say it elevates it a little bit more, but to me it does. Y'all, I don't know why I had bleeding today, but if you have bleeding, just sand it off. I had too much paint, even though I told y'all not to have too much paint. So I guess it's a good reminder that it can happen to anyone at any time. Aw, thank you, Margaret. Hey, Monica. Oh, that would be pretty. All right, y'all. And of course, I don't want it centered, so we're gonna put it right about here. Okay, so what I wanna do, and I told y'all I was gonna kind of show y'all a trick. So that middle one is going to be a little bit darker right here because, like I said, I'm going to kind of off center it because I'm just that person. So I am going to go through and repaint that particular one white, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and do these two white. I wasn't sure which ones I needed to do, but the purpose in that is transfers show up better on white. And I know we painted it, but we've already got our majority of what we want, and I just want that background to pop a little bit more. So we're just going to take some white paint over these two, not all of them, just these two, and that way our transfer can still have a pretty good brightness. Now I could do this one too, but I'm not going to do that. I could do that corner one. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do those two, the white. Exactly. That's how I feel. I feel you have the option I feel, okay, I know this is going to sound crazy. I love to talk. I love to interact with y'all. I feel like I give y'all important tips on the way. I am not naive. I know people do not watch a live all the way through on replay. I get it. But I also feel that if you are on replay and you're not liking the chit chat, you can forward it. Like, it's not that hard. You just forward through, see the end project, and then if you're like, I don't know how she did that, you can always go back and put it back up to the forward. Hey, Angie, how are you, my friend? So, guys, we ended up selling out of our mystery boxes last month, and we are working on those. The estimated date for shipping that we had when you purchased those was on the 26th. We are going to do our best to get those out on Friday's pickup, but if not, it will be Monday. Hey, Janet, how are you, dear? All right, let's get that dry. Anytime we work with anytime we work with transfers, we want our surface 100% dry, guys. So we need to get it fully dry, especially since I did kind of a thick coat. These are awesome. So if you're new and you don't have one of these dryers, I think it's a 300 watt. It is, I mean, I just read it. It's a 300 watt heat gun. You can get them on Amazon. I think they're like $12. Not super, super expensive. They normally last, well, I use mine almost every single day, and I get about 1.5 to 2 years out of them. So if you break that down, you know, it's about $1 a month, so not too bad. Hey, Eleanor, Sissy. Okay, I have a question, Eleanor, and you can tell me now. Do you go by Eleanor, do you go by Eleanor Sissy, or do you go by Sissy? Tell me, because I have a feeling I am not saying it correctly all this time that you've been with me. So let me know what you want me to call you, my friend. All right, so I know that looks weird, but remember, we're going to put that transfer. I'm not worried about the black covered up all the way. Hey, Teresa, how are you, dear? Haven't seen you on my live. I know you've been on my lives, but I haven't seen you on the lives because I think you always comment when I'm looking down. All right, like I said, we're going to put this in an angle. No rhyme or reason. Just going to lay it down. Yes, I am too, Angie. This one is a special box, y'all. And I'm so excited. Y'all know I did a project, a collaboration with Decoupage Central for that. And y'all, on the thing, it actually says Decoupage Central for Junk and Craft Treasures. It's the little things. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she put that on there. So I was so excited about that. Super excited about that actually when I saw that, because she's never done that before in our collaboration, so it's kind of exciting to see. All right, so we've got that burnished in. I am just going to take the little transfer sheet, and I start at the top and kind of pull as I use my transfer, and then we're going to come around the sides. So, and if you're just hopping on and you're new, please stop down and say hi so I can welcome you. Like I was telling everybody earlier, I love to interact. That's what we do on Sundays. It's a time for me to get to know everybody. So all the things, if you need a shout out for prayers, if you have questions, anything, guys, let me know. Good. I've been worried about you. I know you had a lot of surgeries and stuff going on, Teresa. And I always tend to go in a circle when I do my transfers, just so I know that those edge pieces are always on there. I am excited for you, Kimberly. So, not giving anything away. You have a definite 3 projects in this box, but you have up to 3, 4, 5, 6 projects that you can do out of the box. So, it's going to be a good box. It was a limited quantity box. So, and then next month's mystery box, I've got to talk to Terry. I'm not 100% sure. We're fixing to come out with our bunnies. Are y'all excited about that? We're coming out with all of our bunnies. And I need to see, because I have a glass project that I really, really want to do, and we haven't had time to squeeze it in. So I'm thinking about doing that for our next box and just not having it in a mystery. But I need to make sure with him and his schedule that we can do all that, because it'll be shifted a little bit and he'll have to do some laser cutting. So I gotta check. But we got some cute bunnies coming out this year, y'all. So once we get done with all the mystery boxes, we'll launch those bunnies. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this. We'll launch those bunnies. So I wanted to show y'all, remember I did the middle so we don't see that black, but we can kind of see the black where we didn't do it. So you can take the time and you can do over that black however you want to. But y'all, I didn't bring my wire with me. But what I'm going to do I have a little drill that I can drill into my wood. I know this looks crazy, y'all, but I love this drill. It takes a little bit longer for thicker wood, but I'm going to drill through here and I'm going to put some wire. I wish I brought my wire with me, but I didn't think. There's always one thing on my lab I forget about, guys. But we'll drill some hole, we'll stick some wire in it so it can hang. So like the curly Q and all that stuff, we'll do that on there. Let me just kind of distress this up a little bit, and then we'll move on to our other project. Okay, guys, so this is Dark Kills Wax. Y'all know I love me some Dark Kills Wax. I am going to put it around the edges, but not around all of the edges, okay? So I'm just putting it in some spots just to kind of give it over that white, to give it a little bit of dingy vintage vibe, but, and it's wax, so don't worry about it. It's kind of protecting it as we go. So as you can see, I'm just kind of adding a little bit to those white spots just to kind of give it a little bit of, I don't want to say character, but that's kind of what I'm talking about. And I'm bringing it off of the checkers and then just adding a little bit here and there, okay? So I'm just really kind of shading those checkers and then bringing it out a little bit. And I like to use my brush for projects like this because I can kind of have a little more control and then take my finger and kind of do this like that. Oh, thank you, girlfriend. Yeah, like I said, this is, I've been wanting to do a heart like this for a while, and I just always forget about it. And I was working on mystery box stuff, which this has nothing to do with any similarity to our mystery box. But I was like, you know what? Before I start cutting some more, let me go through and cut me a heart. So that is a perk about having a laser. If you want a shape, you can cut it real quick. I know not everybody has that option, but I do know Michael's right now is having a 30% off sale, guys. I know it's not their 40%, but they have their 30, and they have their hearts on sale. So I want to say they were like regularly $7.99. So you can do pickup. Sometimes you can do free delivery if your store has it. So they do have some big 11-inch hearts available, and they're 30% off right now. So if you wanted to do something similar to this, I think even Dollar Tree has hearts at some point. I'm not going to say all the time, but so you can definitely find some bigger hearts so you could create something almost identical. Notice I have not even gone back into my wax. This is my wax brush that I use, y'all. I know some people use like the big fluffy ones, but oh, y'all want to know what color I decided to paint this behind me? Because you see it in every live. I promise this stuff down here at some point will be gone. It won't be on all my lives. I'm trying to get organized, y'all. Poor Julie, she saw my room yesterday, and I probably gave her a heart attack because I've got stuff everywhere. But, you know, you kind of got to make a bigger mess before you can get to your final project of what you're trying to do sometimes. But, and, you know, I don't know if Renee talked about it on her live, but we were talking about organization of stencils and stuff. We actually have a, like a tool cabinet that has all the drawers, and that's where I keep all of my stencils and stuff. And we've actually moved that out into the garage so I can have a little more space in here. But looking for stencil suggestions for a free store that gives food or clothing. Okay, looking for stencil suggestions for a free store that gives away food or clothing for front door. I am so confused by that, my friend. What am I missing? Yes, it would have looked really pretty. Yep, that would have looked really pretty. Well, originally I was going to use the roses, but, and I don't, my cream is actually on the way. I have some Dixie Belle cream, and it is, well, I dropped it because y'all know me, I do that all the time, but it's almost out. So I've got some more paints coming in. I think they're going to be here tomorrow or Tuesday. So, all right, guys. So cute. So cute. And then we'll put the little wire hangers up here and just hang the heart. And then what would be cute too is if we had a larger surface, we could put the heart to the side and put a little cute stencil or something right there. So this is my one project for sure. We got 20 minutes. What do we want to do next, y'all? Let's figure out, because I honestly didn't have a project figured out. So let's see, because I wasn't sure how long that's going to take, because like I said, I know I'm chatty. Let's take one of the new cutting boards from Craft Deals. Let me see if, hang on, y'all. I know I have it here. I'm pretty sure it's right here in my pile. Yes, hang on. Got my larger ones right here. So I know this one's out of stock too. It will be restocked by the end of the year. I think we're gonna do a stamp with that as our background. And let's do, I know Carla's, or was it Carla that suggested like a pink or an off-white. Let's try to make that color for this. Or actually, no, I know what I'm going to do for this. Which one do I want to use? Okay, so y'all have seen me use this one all of the time. It's a similar one to what Woodpeckers had, but Sean over at Craft Deals did this one. And then we have this one right here. So I think we're going to use, let's use this one. I haven't used this one yet. Let's use this one. Let's try to make a cream color with what we've got. The green would be pretty too. Let's try to mix something together. Let's see if I want cream. Oh, I got sidetracked, y'all. So I have decided to do mustard, y'all. I think it's gonna go fantastic with the transfers, and it's just paint. I tell y'all that all the time. So I'm making like a cream color right now with my yellow. It's going to be like a buttercream. Can y'all see? It's like a cream color. But yeah, we're going to do mustard on it. And if for some reason the mustard doesn't look good, we will paint it another color. But I really think, because this is going to have the stained top, and then this will all be mustard, which we can bring in some of the stained accents and what do you call it? Distressing. I think it's going to be fantastic. So that is what we're doing. I am going to try to start on it in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We will see. We will see. All right, guys. Oh, and Craft Deals has a sale going on, and if you use my code Craft Treasures on Craft Deals with a D, CRAFD, Craft Deals, CRAFTDEALZ is their site, and my code Craft Treasures does save there too, y'all. So that's a pretty cream color. I think we did pretty good for cream. What do y'all think? I think that's a pretty cream color. So if you don't have something, just improvise until you get the right color. Right, y'all? Hey, Brenda, how are you? Yes, so here in the next couple weeks, when we do the mustard and we verify that the mustard is what we're keeping, I will pick somebody that guessed mustard over there. And through today, of course, if you go and you guess mustard now, you know, that's not fair. But if you guess mustard on the timestamp through today, on today's live, I will pick somebody, and I have got a really cool mystery box that I'm going to put together for y'all for Happy Mail. So, but yeah, we're going to go with mustard. I ordered the paint yesterday, so we are going to do this back here mustard. And like I told somebody, I love the color that it is, but I have had this color in my room now for 4 years. So I am ready for a change on it. So I want to have that change, and we're going to do it a different color. And like I said, if we don't like it, we can pick another chalk color and paint it that color. So here's my intention. We're going to do the mustard. If we don't like the mustard, then we'll do black. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to like the mustard. The white, I really want to do white. We have a lot of furniture that has that white farmhouse look to it. But again, we have a lot of furniture that has the white. So I'm trying to do something out of my own comfort zone, if that makes sense, on a big piece. But it can always be painted. Always be painted back over. But I'm afraid the white sitting back here, because sometimes I do throw things. I have had some stain incidences that have flown back there. I think it will be well hidden with the mustard more than white. So that is another reason we're going to go with the mustard. So, but I've got to see if Terry can somehow get this out of the room, and that way we can sand it, not in the room, because I have a feeling if we sand it in the room, we're going to have a lot of sawdust that I don't want, even with the ones that keep, you know, that catch the sawdust. So if you apply 2 coats, make sure your first coat's dry, because all you're going to do is you're going to drag the paint, and you're never going to really get anything solved by dragging your paint when it's still wet. So just make sure it's dry before you do your second coat. Did you order my paint from Fusion? I did not this time, Angie. I am a Fusion girl 110%, but there is a little bit difference in the mustard color with Dixie Belle and Fusion. So I went ahead and ordered that. And also, I know they have the Alchemy chalk line, or however you say that, with Fusion, but I really wanted to do the chalk paint so I don't have to sand off the entire piece of this furniture, because as we already know, I don't move very well, so having to get on the floor and all that stuff's not going to happen. So I'm going to be doing it all from a chair, like bending down doing it. So I want something that's going to be the easiest for me on that. So we went with the chalk paint. But you know I love my Fusion paint. So I think what we'll do the wording in brown since we've got this in a cream color. Y'all, there was something else I was going to tell y'all. Oh, we had talked last week about the class that I'm launching. I was going to launch it now and we were going to start it, but we're actually going to wait because it was going to be one Thursday each week for 3 weeks. And Terry's birthday falls on a Thursday and of the second week of February. And then Valentine's is that Saturday, so we most always go out for his birthday. So we do, Aaron, we do too. So I'm going to start that the week after his birthday. So we'll launch it around the end of January and we'll start it the second week, or the third week of February, y'all. So it's a heavy desk, y'all. And like this desk is so big, I don't know, but we'll see. I know he'll make it work for me. He always does. He's amazing like that. He makes whatever he can do easier for me. Like when he's not here on the weekends, like when he's not here for certain weekends, I don't want to say every weekend, but we've got like a little stool that he's got so I can get into bed easier and not have to like stress out. Because I used to, like, if I had a really long day and I was tired, I couldn't get into that bed because it's a little bit higher, but I love my bed. But so we've got a little stool and a little rail around it so I can get up into the bed. So there's the 2 coats of the cream that we made, which I think turned out gorgeous. So I just mixed white and mustard together. Like I said, you can always make your own colors. I just didn't think about it when I started. All right, so this is the Love is Patient, Love is Kind. But what I want to do, y'all, and y'all have seen me do this before, so it's not the first time I've done it. I'm going to lay out. I'm trying to decide if I want to do multiple or just one big. We could do one big on this, y'all, with that script behind it and then do a pretty bow. I don't think I'm going to have time to do the bow today, but we could put a little bow up here at the top. Or we could do multiple, like all the way around. I kind of want to do multiple. Let's do multiple on this side. Y'all know I love that look. Let's do multiple. Let's do this one because it goes really pretty. Oh wait, I said multiple, not big. Y'all, I'm losing my mind. Let's see if we did that one, and that one, and let's do this one down here. Because we just did one on our heart, so we're gonna make one with multiples. Y'all know I love this, and I am gonna regret probably using it all today because I'm gonna want to do 10 more projects, so I'm gonna need to go get some more of these when I'm done. But that's okay, that's what they're for. Free shipping too, y'all. So if you use them all and you need more, go grab some more before they sell out, right? Yes, Laura, I agree, my friend. Okay. So we'll kind of put the big one here, little one here. I'm gonna need one more because y'all know me, I gotta have an odd number. So we'll kind of put that there, put that one there. Give me one more small one. Ooh, I like this one. Well, but that one kind of goes with what we're doing. All right, let's just get sidetracked here, Melissa. Y'all know how I am when I'm designing something. I go all over the place. And then we can put this one like right here. All right, so this is the look. We've got 5 of them. Y'all know I love my odd numbers. It will be restocked. I have heard, and I'm hoping it's close. I have heard that it's going to be restocked close to the end of the month. So I'm assuming it's still going to be around the free shipping time. So keep your eyes peeled. And I will have it on my page too. So again, make sure your surface is dry. We sanded it. I put my, I think I did. Did I? I don't remember if I did. Let me go back and do this step, because if you miss this step, and you might get upset. So I think I did. Yeah, we sanded it, and then after we sanded it, we took our paper and we took off any of that residue that may be on there, because you don't want the residue when you do a transfer, because your transfer is not going to stick. Okay? So now we're going to start randomly applying these on here. I say randomly, this one has a purpose because it's the bird. So we're gonna do them one at a time, even though I kind of have a plan now that I've looked at it. We want to make sure that all of the transfer adheres everywhere. Yes, it will. It will. I want to say with not, this is how confident I am that it will be in by the end of the month, is I'm going to say 99.9%. So, because I asked as soon as they sold out. But like I said, they have, you know, calendars of when they're going to do things. We don't always know them until the end because, you know, you don't want things to get out and all that stuff. But I did ask, and they said towards the end of January. We're going to put this one down here. Yes, ma'am. And you know, I haven't heard, I had somebody ask me, I'm going to put this one kind of going off the page, but y'all get what I'm doing here. Well, no, I'm going to do it like that. I'll do the other ones off the page. But, what was I going to say? Spring should be coming soon, I would think, like in the next couple weeks as well. So I'm excited to see what they have for the spring collection. I'm really excited to see, because last year, I don't know if y'all remember, it was last year's spring collection, and they nailed it. They nailed that spring collection. It was amazing. So I can't wait to see what they've got this year. Hey, Kim, how are you, dear? Good to see you. Y'all, I appreciate all of y'all being on today. If y'all don't mind sharing, throwing up that heart button, all those things, y'all know it helps me get out to, it even helps me stay on your page. So if you do like seeing what I do, you know, every time you see something, if you hit that heart, it tells Facebook that you like what you've seen, and it'll show it to you again. So sometimes, you know, and I'm guilty of it too. I'll see something and I just won't hit that heart button. And then I'm like, what was it that I liked? And I have to go back and kind of try to find it because I didn't like or heart anything. But yeah, so that helps. Your favorite time of spring? Girl, I would say I have a favorite time, and my favorite time is any day. Because I will see something that I didn't even know I needed to have, and I'm like, oh, that's now my favorite thing. So, but I do love spring. I love spring weather, 100% facts. But still my favorite is Christmas. I love doing Christmas things. Love doing Christmas. Then we're going to put this one over here. And I know you're thinking, Melissa, this looks crazy. I always tell you, trust the process, right, y'all? Trust the process. Trust the process. Oh, you know what I need? You know what I need for this, y'all? Do I still have it? I think I still have it up there. I need to add one other thing on here that I didn't even think of until just now. And then we're going to put this one kind of cattywampus right there. And y'all know I am a firm believer in using your transfers. So use those transfers, guys. Don't get them and think, oh, I want to save them for another project or something down the road. Use those transfers, y'all. Use them. They're gorgeous. You need to use them. Okay, so we've got that kind of on there like that. I know it looks weird. Trust the process. We're not done. All right, so let me grab this and let me grab. I'm going to try not to make a mess. I got 8 minutes. I should be good. Hang on. Because I didn't pull it, and I should have pulled it, but it should be right here from Friday. Yep. Woohoo! All right, we have our letters, okay? So I know it's going to be backwards when I put them down, but we have all of these on here. So what I want to do, because these are handy, so if you don't have the 1-inch words that were out last year with my bundle, or not my bundle, yeah, we had one in my bundle, these will work too. So like we can do our words on here. So I think I want to do vintage, y'all. I was thinking antiques, but let's just do the word vintage in the middle. Let's use some brown. Let me think about those for a second. Actually, let me do this. I'm going to do these first, and then I'm going to come back and put that on there. Had to think about it. All right, so let's put all of this on here. And I want the word kind of like this over everything. All right, let's get that brown. Yes, it's February. I keep saying it's this month. It's February, y'all, because we're always a month ahead when we get our stencil of the month. So it is February. And like I said, I think I have been saying January, but it is February. It's available now in the club to say you want it or you don't want it, but you will get it in February. All right, so all we're gonna do is get these words, and what I'm wondering, y'all, trying to decide how I want my words up there. Okay, so I am, because I want it to say does not right there. So, okay, so now I'm gonna take my brown. I'm not gonna press real hard, but we're gonna press hard enough that it gets on there. And I'm going over the stamps, y'all. I'm not scared. You can stencil right over those transfers. It's not going to do anything to them. Doesn't make them look worse or anything like that. Are they restocking the stencil? Yes, this stencil that I'm using right now should be restocked by the end of the month. So, but you know, I don't always show what's in stock because I want to give y'all ideas of things that's out of stock as well that you may already have that you can do projects with. So, I know that I used 2 things today that are out of stock. All the transfers we used are in stock. There's great other options of other things that are in stock, but I like to give y'all examples of things not only in stock, but that are out of stock. Because I know Essential Stencil tends to sell out of things pretty quick sometimes. And so you already have it, but you may not know exactly what you want to do with it yet. All right, so like I said, we're just gonna do the light coat. So now it's coming together. We have our writing on here. So like I said, trust the process. Hey, Kathy, isn't that pretty, y'all? Okay, so we could leave it exactly like this, and let's do this. Let's go ahead and do the edges. Y'all know how I do my edging with my brush. Let's go ahead, start light, you can come in heavier. Let's go ahead and do this so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll add the word, and then if this is something you want to do or duplicate, you'll know what it looks like either way. Oh, awesome, Kim. Is tomorrow, is it tomorrow already? Where are we at? Yeah, I think they just came out on the 14th though. Am I wrong? For February? I don't know. I may be confused. That wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the first time. I got 3 minutes. I'm still good, y'all. We're gonna knock this out. Like I said, when you do this, you can always start really light and you can come back and fill in some of those areas a little bit heavier and thicker, but it's easier to start light and then come back in thick. So we just edged around the edges, and now I'm going to come in a little bit thicker around some spots, but you always want to start thinner because you can't take that back, if that makes sense. So we're just going to come up. Got a brush bristle, just bring a little bit here on the side. Y'all know I like my rustic look, and I know it's not for everybody. So I kind of showed you 3 ways. You could do it without the stencil, you could do it with the stencil, you could do it so many other things. I know a cute bow on here would be fantastic. I've got some lace. I don't have time to do the bow. It takes me a little while to do my bows, y'all know that. But I may put it on there and show it to you after the fact. All right, so now we've got a little more of that brown in on the sides. With a very, very, very dry brush, we are going to lightly go over some of that white space. So it's not going to, it's basically kind of picking up the grain of the wood and just adding a little bit more of the old distress feel. If you wanted to, you could go around the stamps, but we don't need to. Okay, see, you can barely see it, but we've got it on there. It is not on my page. I will update it, my friend, but right now, since I'm feeling good, Tuesday nights 8 p.m., Sundays 1 p.m. So those are my things. Y'all, I was going to put the word vintage across the front, but I'm going to leave it like this because I love it like this. I absolutely love this. And we could put that right there. I may end up adding it. I don't know. But for right now, we're just going to leave it like this, and that's what it's going to be. So we've done 2 totally different projects, looks, with the same set of stamps. What do y'all think? Which one's your favorite? Do you like the heart favorite, or do you like the cutting board better? Y'all will have to let me know which one y'all like better, y'all. But thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Any questions that you have, please feel free to ask them. Drop them down below. My code Craft Treasures does save at checkout on the Essential Stencil site all the time. So make sure to use that code when you're over there shopping, guys. It is 2 o'clock, so I'm going to let y'all go, and I will see y'all next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central, guys. Be blessed and have a fantastic week, y'all. Stay warm. Bye, guys.